the Cybernetics Core, and then eventually the Stargate. And in the last PVZ we saw it between Calm and Movie, we saw some very entertaining play out of Movie, actually making PVZ not a boring snooze fest that it has become, really. Just a tic-tac-toe, completely predictable matchup that it's been for a while. But Movie, by doing a lot of tech switches, going Reaver, High Templar, and Dark Templar, and Corsair, and just throwing everything he could at Calm, although it was a losing effort, but still it was a good effort, and it was a very entertaining way to play. And hopefully Cal has something in store, something that's a little bit more entertaining than just the standard PVZ that we've been seeing, and we'll see whether or not Savior has something special in store for us, or if it's just going to be 3-hatch Spire into 5-hatch Hydra that is so common and so boring. I don't know about anyone else, but PVZ for me has just gotten so stale. And since last season, at some point, I don't know, I can't pinpoint the time it was, but at some point last season I just got so bored of it. It used to be one of my favorite matchups to watch, and now it's just kind of gotten very meh. And there's the Spire, so the 3-hatch Spire is getting started, and I'm going to be looking around trying to find that the 4th and the 5th hatcheries that could come out. And it looks like Savior's actually pulled his Zerglings back, and a couple Zealots are out for Protoss as well, trying to verify the forces. And it looks like, oh no, that probe's going to go see this base. Oh, poor Savior. Cal has scouted out that hidden base in the top left, so Cal's not going to be surprised at all. He knows what's coming his way. He knows that it's a 3-base play coming his way. There's the Citadel of Adun for Cal as well. So this could be a I didn't actually get, oh shoot, I forgot to check the forge. I was actually going to check that to see if this was going to be like a +1 timing push. So I didn't actually get a chance to see that, but it could be with the Citadel of Adun coming up. This could be a speed lot timing attack. There's the Hydralisk Den also going up for Savior as well, and the 4th and 5th hatcheries. So this is going to be 5-hatch Hydra coming against Savior, and the +1 speed lot build can really catch a Zerg player off guard. Just if you time it correctly, if you get the timing right, you can really get there before there are enough Hydralisks or Lurkers to really do too much, and you can do a lot of damage if you're able to execute it correctly. And I think that's what Cal's going to do there. Actually, he's throwing up a Templar Archives as well, so yeah, we will see exactly what he's going for. And I can't tell whether the Forge is spinning. Oh darn, I can't see it. And it looks like Savior's setting up like a sort of wall at his natural expansion with that creep colony and the second hatchery in that area, along with the Hydros Den. There's almost a wall there, so that's going to be hard for Cal to really penetrate. He's going to have to move around it, and with Hydralisk / Lurkers, he can definitely defend that pretty effectively. That's definitely a smart play by him to make a Zerg equivalent of a wall. And there's some Scourge out in the air, so he's going to start trying to take care of these Corsairs. There goes one Corsair. Cal didn't even have a chance to save that. By the time that Scourge even came into range, it was already dead. Good play by Savior taking down that early Corsair. And it doesn't look like Cal's produced any more Corsairs, and it doesn't look like he's going to. That Stargate not producing anything. And that Templar Archives is complete, and we see High Templar already morphing, so he's going to be getting some Archons is what this should be for. And probably push out once +1 is finished. I gotta assume that the Forge is spinning, even though I haven't really been able to see it. The Scourge getting a good eyeful, seeing everything that's going on, and especially noting that there aren't any Corsairs being produced. So if if Savior was to do a tech switch here to, once he's done with the Archons, of course, once if he can eliminate the Archons with normal forces, if he does a tech switch to Mutalisks, he can take advantage of the fact that Cal's not producing any more Corsairs. But Cal is pushing out now with a couple of Archons and his Zealots, and Savior's got a lot of Zerglings on the ground, and he's producing Hydralisk and some Lurkers as well. So as long as he can hold back this force for just a little while the rest of his forces are morphing, and there are the Lurkers. So now that the Lurkers are in play, this attack by Cal is really not going to do too much at all, because obviously Cal cannot have observers yet, since he hasn't even thrown down a robotics facility. So Cal's attack being completely nullified here, and Cal throwing down a couple of cannons as well inside of his main to try and, as he's producing, it looks like he's producing more Corsairs, and he's trying to keep the Scourge away from his Stargate. So that's a good play by him as well. And Savior taking the base at the top left. Now he's taking the main at the top left, and it looks like Cal's trying to move to that position to do some more damage. But there is a Lurker there, along with a bunch of Zerglings and a couple of Hydros as well in the Sunken Colony. So there's more than enough defenses there, I think, for him to hold there. And it looks like Cal's actually maybe looking around to possibly take his third base as well, which would be at the 6 o'clock position. One Zealot moving in there, doing some damage to a drone, but not nearly enough. Evolution Chamber going up as well for Savior, so we're going to see some upgrades coming. I'm sure most of the Hydralisk upgrades should be over by now. The robotics facility is up along with the observatory, so we should be seeing some observers very soon from Cal, so he'll be able to start taking care of these lurkers either with, probably with Storm, or he might be able to get some Dragoons out, or he could just bum rush them with these Archons and stuff. But it looks like Cal's just trying to pin Savior in. Savior keeps producing these Zerglings and just bypassing this force for Cal, and making things very, very difficult for Cal's forces, unable to really focus down and pin Cal's or pin Savior's forces. And Cal's produced a shuttle, so this should be a storm drop coming in. We'll see whether Savior sees this and how well he does in terms of defending it. Actually, he just picked up the Archon, so it's going to be an Archon drop. Haven't seen that too many times. And the Zerglings for Savior going to the 6 o'clock position, they're probably going to be able to, yeah, they should be able to stop that base from going up, but now hopefully he's paying attention, and this is going to be not only the Zealots, this is going to be the Archons and the Zealots, this is going to be the entire force for Cal being dropped into the main, and Savior has no idea that this is coming his way. This could be so bad for Savior. He has absolutely no clue that this is coming. But he's sending Scourge over into that area. He might be able to see this, and he sees the Observer. Will he see it? Is there a reaction from Cal looking around? I don't know. Oh no, there's no reaction from Cal. Now the forces are getting into Savior's base. Savior's running away. How many drones did he lose? It looks like he lost maybe 1 or 2 drones. He didn't lose a lot, but the evolution chambers might go down, and early Queen's Nest going down as well. So he's going to be going for as early a Queen as he possibly, or early a Hive, very, very early Hive. Here's the Lurkers coming in as well. And a lot of forces coming in for Savior, but that Observer is there, so he can take care of these Lurkers. The first Lurker goes down, but the Scourge are able to find out the rest of the Observers, and the Observer goes down. So now it's just now the Lurkers should be able to clean this up. But how much damage will Cal be able to do? Because he has a lot of damage within those units there. That Spire looks like it's going to go down. It is going to go down now. If he might be able to go for the spawning pool, perhaps, or if he's just going to wander around trying to do as much damage to other things as he can, he's going to be able to take down some of these Zerglings and things. But he should really try to avoid being pinned in here in the corner. He should try and do as much damage as possible. Unless he thinks he can somehow work his way out of there, but if he thinks he can find a way to get an Observer up there. But I don't know if there's really going to be time for that. Actually, another group of Zealots coming into the front of Savior's base. So Cal going for a pincer attack with units from the inside of Cal's base, from the inside of Savior base, and from the outside of Savior's base. This is looking really bad for Savior right now. There is an Observer in the area too, and these drones are trying to fight Zealots, and the Zealots are absolutely torching these drones. So many drones are being lost. There goes the Observer though. So now these Lurkers will be more effective. But now Storm's going down, taking down one of the Lurkers. More Zerglings moving in. It looks like all the Archons have gone down, but there's still a lot of Zealots in the area, and while they're not very effective against Lurkers, they can still do some damage here, and it looks like this is going to get cleaned up eventually. Yeah, it does look like with reinforcement Zerglings coming from the top left bases, it looks like he's going to be able to clean this up along with the Lurkers that are still there. With some good Scourge sniping of the Observers, it looks like he's going to stay alive, but it doesn't look like Cal's going to let him stay there. It looks like he's going to, or let him sit at all. It looks like he's going to try and keep the pressure on Savior. He's moving out with some Zealots as well as a shuttle, probably loaded with High Templar would be my guess, and the Queen's Nest luckily was still kept alive, as was the Hive. So he's got all that tech. If he can throw down a Defiler Mound soon, he can start taking advantage of that tech, and as I said before, Savior has great Defiler play. So I'd really like to see that. And actually a robotic support bay has gone down for Cal, so maybe inside of that dropship there's actually a no, there isn't a Reaver because he just picked up like 3 or 4 Zealots. So yeah, there is no Reaver in there, but the robotic support bay, unless he's going for a shuttle speed, which would be odd at this stage, it's got to be for the Reaver, and the shuttle being found out by Zerglings, and there's no way that he's going to be able to drop Zealots into that batch. And here come the Scourge taking down that shuttle, only 2 of the Zealots being dropped. A lot of High Templar being produced by Cal, and I really think that Savior should rebuild his Spire and do at least a mini tech switch into Mutalisk so that we can pick off these High Templar more effectively. Otherwise, Cal is just going to be able to storm Savior's troops to hell, and that is not a good position. Here comes some some Archons are forming, and we saw a Reaver in the back as well. So there's no way that Savior's really gonna be moving with just Zerglings at this point. But it won't be long until Crackling's upgrade is complete. If it's not completed already, it will be completed soon, I'm sure, for Savior. And now Cal pushing out with a mixed force of Zealots, High Templar, Archons, as well as a Dragoon or 2, and probably some more stuff, maybe a Reaver or 2 inside of that shuttle. So there are a lot of forces right now in a powerful mixed force for Cal. And there's the tech switch to Mutalisk that I was talking about, but unfortunately there's Archons around now, and I don't know how effective this is going to be because the Archons are probably going to be able to hold it off. But the Scourge coming in here are going to be able to pick off that shuttle, and the Corsairs are going to try and hold off the Mutalisk as long as they can. But 2 Mutalisk or 2 Corsairs are not going to be enough, and a Storm not really catching the Mutalisk at all. And the Mutalisks are also going to be effective against the Reavers. And Cal's force is kind of trapped right now. Without shuttles, he can't move those Reavers. And obviously doesn't want to lose the Reavers, so he has to keep his force as